Put the other ones on.
Yeah, exactly. This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. This meeting was included in a list of meeting dates sent to the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and the Highland Park Planet on January 3rd, 2019, and was posted on the bulletin board of Borough Hall, 221 South Fifth Avenue on January 3rd, 2019, and has remained continuously posted as required by law. Fire exits are to my left and to my right. If you'd like to come up and speak, please speak into the microphone, and assistive listening devices are available. Mrs. Bickhardt, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Okay, Mr. Gross, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Gross. Roll call, please.
Mayor Burlmiller.
Here.
Councilman Fine.
here.
Councilwoman Foster Dublin.
Here.
Councilman George.
Here.
Councilman Hale.
Here.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan. Councilwoman Welkowitz.
Here.
Borough Attorney Schmier.
Here.
Borough Administrator Hover. Here.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular and conference meetings held July 2nd, 2019, August 6th, 2019, December 3rd, 2019, September 3rd, 2019, September 17th, 2019, as distributed.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Fine.
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster Dublin.
Abstain.
Councilman George.
Yes.
Councilman Hale.
Yes.
Councilwoman Welkowitz.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do our council reports, and I will start on my right this time with Councilman Hale. Do you have a report?
Briefly, Mayor. First thing I'd like to report is that for a long time, the building, the Main Street building, Main Street Highland Park building, has not been accessible for wheelchairs. That's going to change January 8th and 9th. It's been a long process and not an easy one, but the installation for that is set on January 8th or 9th for a wheelchair ramp to go into the Main Street Highland Park building. And I wanted to thank Terry Hover and Scott Brescher for their sort of dedication to make that happen, as well as the Universal Access Committee. So I think that's an important thing. I also wanted to remind everybody that tomorrow night, December 18th at 8 o'clock at the Highland Park Conservative Temple, the American Jewish Committee is coming for to present the results of a study that they've done on anti-Semitism in America, what they've learned and how they are responding. It's an informative night with Avi Mayer, who's the managing director of Global Communications. Is going to talk about the survey and its results, about attitudes towards anti-Semitism and how to combat it. So I think that's an important thing. That's, again, December 18th, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. at the Highland Park Conservative Temple in Highland Park.
Matt, if I could for a second, the temple actually called the other day. Anyone who wants to attend has to register.
There is an RSVP and an Eventbrite site. So if you go to AJC New Jersey, they'll have a link to it on the AJC New Jersey site. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
I also wanted to let everybody know that the new website for the borough is just about up and ready. We've been designing it for a number of months. Ideally, this website is going to be a lot more user-friendly. There'll be specific places where people can go to quick links when you want to conduct business with Highland Park. It's a lot cleaner, a lot easier to navigate, and it will also have a number of different features that will help track what's going on both with the council, with commissions, and with a wide variety of aspects of Highland Park. It's been a process that I think is a long one. I wanted to thank the Public Information Committee for all of their work on it, and also Monica Jackson, who has sort of run it from the, and Emma Missy, who have put in long hours trying to figure out how to move that bar just that far over. So it will continue to be a work in progress, but I do think that this will be a big improvement over our current website. It should be up in the next couple days or so.
That's great.
Friday's the day.
Could be Friday, so get ready. And don't crash the server, though, because that would not be fun. So, but do come and check out the new website. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. And thank you for spearheading that effort.
You're welcome.
Councilwoman?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things. Last Thursday, the Planning Board met and approved their past year-long project, which was the review of our master plan. And I'd like to thank our borough planners, Jim Constantine and Chris Cosenza, for putting together a great plan. It's on our website now. And you'll see there's a new zoning map, not that zoning changed, but the map is beautifully readable for the first time. It's color-coded and it's very understandable. In fact, the entire document is very readable. They've addressed 6 different regions within the borough and plans for those regions. And look at our website. If you have any questions, you can send us an email. And next month, it'll be memorialized. So we're really looking forward to that. And thanks again to the subcommittee for the master plan review and also to our planning board. Additionally, Sunday, December 22 at 4:30 p.m. is our downtown menorah lighting. Please come and join us at the new pavilion. The new pavilion was made possible by a matching grant from the Department of Consumer Affairs for our downtown. And the idea of a pavilion is to create a space, mark that space, make it known that this is our downtown. It's already been used for several things in just the past week, and for the farmers market, and also there was another event the other evening, which the mayor will talk about. And we look forward to using it more for various events in our farmers market. Additionally, on Thursday, December 26th at 4:30, please join us for our annual Kwanzaa celebration at Kinetics, which is at the corner of 4th and Raritan. And I believe that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilwoman Foster Dublin, do you have a report?
A very brief one, thank you, Mayor. We are all experiencing the inclement weather that we're having now, and the borough has, at our community center, we have a code blue in effect. Whenever the code blue, we're given notices that there's a code blue and the weather is so cold outside, that our warming center will be at the community center. And for people who are seeking information, Highland Park residents who are seeking information where to go to stay warm, they can call our police department, and they'll be given the number of the coordinator for the warming center. The center will open up at 7 o'clock on a given day. The closing time, I believe, the cutoff time is at 9, and you have to be out of the center by 7 so we can get it prepared for the next day so it can be cleaned. So anyone in Highland Park resident who is looking for a warm place to go, we have a warming center here in our community center. Another thing is that we have been experiencing a number of break-ins in homes and in cars. And the break-ins have been at times where the cars have not been locked and the residents have not been locked. So people are not locking their doors and they're not locking their cars. And it may be a crime of opportunity or just mischief, but people have been going into people's cars and taking stuff out of it. So please, as a reminder, keep everyone safe. Please lock your doors. Please lock your cars. And remember to utilize the sidewalk as much as possible because it gets darker earlier and cars and leaves or an ice or on the streets. So we want to keep everyone safe. So in an effort to keep everyone safe, please check around your surroundings. Be mindful of where you are. Make sure that you're locking your homes and you're locking your cars, and you're trying to be as safe as possible, staying on the sidewalk. And in this crazy holiday season, a lot of crazy things are happening. Just be mindful of your whereabouts wherever you are. On a nicer note, this coming Friday at 4:30 p.m., the Teen Center will be celebrating their Christmas celebration, and they'll have a visit from Santa. So if you're available to stop by the Teen Center on Friday at 4:30, please do, and celebrate with our teens. Thank you, Mayor, and to everyone, happy holidays.
Thank you. Councilman Fine, do you have a report?
Just a short one. Last night, I attended the Library Board of Trustees meeting, and happy to report that the children and teen book sale that was organized by Chagit Mano, our extraordinary volunteer in town, did raise $2,000, which was a great for a first such sale. And I also just wanted to wish everyone happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you. Council President, do you have a report?
Just very briefly, if I may, Mayor. With the holidays, first night of Hanukkah on the 22nd. First night of Hanukkah on the 22nd, Christmas Eve on the 24th, and Kwanzaa on the 26th, with everyone in the borough, my fellow council members, mayor and the administrator and staff, the best of the holidays. I also like to, surprisingly, although the work in the Meadows Trail and the Native Plant Sanctuary is pretty much over for the season, there were volunteers out working the other day in the cold and the rain. And I just want to extend my thanks to them because they are very hardworking. Note for on the consent agenda tonight, number 14 is a grant application for replanting down in the river area we're putting in, and number 16 is a grant for municipal purpose electric vehicles. So we're moving those programs along. And other than that, I want to play something because it's a warning to seniors, and I believe this is it. I've had several questions from seniors with regard to this. It is a scam, and everyone should be careful about it. Let me see if it's going to work. I can't get it on. I'm sorry, I can't get it on speaker.
Suspicious under criminal activities. Before we proceed this matter in courthouse, get back to us on our department number 470-782-0214. I repeat, 470-782-0214.
This is a scam that is purports to be reporting an irregularity with your Social Security account. So seniors beware. Social Security does not do telephone contact unless you have an active case or an active question. They do everything by mail and also on your Social Security website. So please be careful of the scam. It sounds like, but people have been concerned about whether they should answer. Thank you.
Councilmember George, I just want to add to that I received one of those calls as well. And what I did was I didn't use the number that they had. You called the Social Security number. And you have to leave a message at the real Social Security number. You have to leave a message with your voice and your number, and then you get a call back from them with your voice and your number. That's how you know they're legitimate.
Right, they identify you with your actual
Yes.
call so that you know it's legit.
Yes.
This is that fake computer-generated voice. It's going around, so just everyone, please be careful.
Thank you. Borough Administrator, do you have a report?
Just a brief one. On the progress front, we received the report from the drone survey for counting deer. I referred it to the Division of Fish and Wildlife for their review because I'd like the state biologist, who's the head biologist on deer matters, to kind of read their conclusions. But as part of that, we'll be talking to them, and we've been saying this all along, once we have this data in hand, we'll be organizing a community meeting to discuss what alternatives are appropriate for Highland Park. And so we hope to do that this winter, hopefully in the first quarter, based on the availability of fish and wildlife. So that's finally at least check, and I'm pleasantly surprised by the quality of the report, especially given what we had with the last vendor. And the only other announcement I wanted to make, because I think it kind of happened and then I never thought to report on it, was Highland Park was recertified at the silver level with Sustainable Jersey this year. So we've maintained, Councilwoman Foster Dublin and I got the award presented to us, although it's all of ours to share, at the League of Municipalities Conference. We came up with 525 points, which with this round of certification, we think about fifth in terms of the number of points. And myself and Emma Missy, we're thinking we might actually try to keep recertification going instead of waiting till 3 years, go back in next year, because we're on the cusp of some really cool initiatives that would be things we could get points for, so why not show off a little bit. So hopefully you'll be hearing more about that in the new year.
And Borough Administrator, that's fifth out of how many municipalities?
Well, I don't know how many came in at silver this year, but quite a bit. So that's for this round. There's other towns that are already silver who may have gotten more points, but we're inching our way up.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, I have two brief reports. First of all, welcome to year 5 of our Park Partners Grant Program. When we started the program 5 years ago, we had no idea how successful and the longevity of this program, how important it became to our residents. For those of you who don't remember, the Park Partners Grant Program is your chance to accomplish something, an idea you may have about making life better for all our residents in Highland Park. We hold in February, we hold sort of I liken it to a science fair setup, where each of the candidates for the award sets up their concept and tries to sell it to all the residents who come to vote. We have hundreds of residents who come to cast their votes on these projects, and there will be one winner in each of 5 categories. They include the environment, arts, culture and diversity, safety, and universal access or health and wellness. So I believe that all of the projects have to be in our hands by January 10th, and then the finalists will be selected so that they can present sometime in February. So please help us spread the word. If anybody needs any more information, there are flyers that you can pick up here at Borough Hall, and they've been placed around town. I believe it's also on our Facebook page. Lastly, as was mentioned earlier by Councilwoman Welkowitz, last week there was a horrible act of anti-Semitism perpetrated against a group of people, innocent people, in Jersey City. Jersey City is a lot like Highland Park, only much bigger. It's diverse. It's mostly rentals. It's very, very condensed, and people live very close to one another. And many of us in Highland Park felt the pain that the residents of Jersey City felt after that atrocity last week. We did have a vigil here last Thursday night, and I want to thank the dozens and dozens and dozens of residents who showed up to share in our grief and express our concerns about this issue. And right now, there were 4 lives lost last week as a result of this, and I'd like to take a moment today to remember the 4 victims of this terrible, terrible act of violence. Please take a moment. Thank you. I also want to thank the chief and the Highland Park Police Department who were able to make it to the funeral of the police officer who was killed in the line of duty trying to protect residents of Jersey City. They were there, was it yesterday? Today, this morning. Thank you, Chief. Okay. We're now up to our public participation. We have extended the 15 minutes to 21 minutes, but we're still allocating 3 minutes per speaker. This gives us a chance to have more people speak at this time. So if you have anything you'd like to say, please step up to the microphone, and remember that we'll be keeping comments to 3 minutes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Herb Gross. I live at Adelaide Gardens. Tonight, I would like to take a few moments of everyone's time, council members, ladies and gentlemen sitting in the audience, and a number of people watching television. Tonight, I would like to extend an invitation to everyone to visit the Veterans Home in Edison. In Edison, we have veterans, men and women, my brothers and my sisters, your brothers and your sisters, your parents, your grandparents, your relatives, cousins, that are presently at the Edison Home for Veterans. This is a beautiful facility, and I would like to extend an invitation to everyone, if this is in your heart, to stop in and just say hello to all the veterans. If anyone feels uneasy, I'll meet you at the door, and I'll be your personal guide. These are veterans that would appreciate just to see you come and say hello. That's a standing invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gross.
Excuse me,
And-
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
yes,
just thought of something, and because Councilwoman Kim Chohan wasn't here.
Yes.
We are looking forward to our Christmas Day holiday
Oh,
luncheon.
thank you for
And
that.
I think that would have been something she would have mentioned if she could be here. Mr. Gross mentioning visiting, and I thought, I just want to make sure the public's aware that over at our community center on Christmas Day, the 25th, between 1 and 3, there's a holiday luncheon, and we encourage anybody who wants to attend to come.
and also, don't we look for volunteers to help serve the people that are coming?
That's above my level of knowledge.
Okay, so,
It's always a lot of fun. We go every year. We help set up. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a very enjoyable time. Saves having to make anything at home.
Thank you.
If I may, Mr. Mayor, I want to ask Mr. Gross one question. Mr. Gross, several of the veterans in town who are in their 90s have asked me for telephone numbers for the local veterans organizations for some questions that they have. After the meeting, could I see if you have some phone numbers for contacts? You don't have to do it now, but after the meeting.
I'd be more than glad to give you a telephone number right now. This is a telephone number of our commander of the VFW. His name is William Young. I think the council members are very familiar with Bill. His number is 732-995-7501.
Thank you, sir.
He'll be more than glad to help you in any way he can.
I'll reach out to him. Thank you.
Thank you.
okay, clerk, could you please report on advertising the water and sewer rate ordinance amendment for consideration of passage on final reading by title?
An ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Highland Park, Chapter 328, Sewer and Water, was duly advertised for consideration of passage on final reading by title, and affidavits of publication are on file. The ordinance was also posted and made available for public inspection as required by law.
Okay, may I have a motion to take up the ordinance on final reading by title?
So moved.
Okay, public hearing? Any comments, questions? Okay, seeing none. May I have a motion to adopt or reject and advertise the ordinance on final reading by title?
Also move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Fine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster Dublin.
Yes.
Councilman George,
Yes.
Councilman Hale,
Yes.
Councilwoman Welkowitz.
Yes.
Okay, may I have a motion to adopt or reject the resolution to approve the budget transfers?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Fine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster Dublin.
Yes.
Councilman George,
Yes.
Councilman Hale,
Yes.
Councilwoman Welkowitz.
Yes.
All right, may I have a motion to adopt consent agenda items number 12 through 23?
Also move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Fine,
Yes.
Councilwoman Foster Dublin.
Yes.
Councilman George,
Yes.
Councilman Hale,
Yes.
Councilwoman Welkowitz.
Yes.
This next resolution, do I need all in favor?
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
Okay. Okay. We now enter the last phase of our public participation. Again, we are limiting each speaker to 3 minutes, and the subjects that we have until 9 p.m. for all of this public discussion to conclude prior to our work session. Any public discussion? Seeing none, I'll move on. We now have a 5-minute recess before we move into our work session.
We didn't do the consent agenda.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still in China.
Yeah, Elsie just came back from China. So. Okay, 5-minute recess.